Today on In the Red, we are at the home of the first ever LIV golf event. And today, I'm going to see if I can break par here at the glorious Centurion Club. Let's go. That is straight down the banner. Oh, this is a brute of a hole. It's the greatest shot ever seen on YouTube, that. So we're down on the first tee now, we've had our warm-up, good to go. Par 5 start, gentle one. There's two contrasting nines really here. You play a lot through the pines on the front nine, and then the back nine, you get into sort of open land and it looks a bit more linksy, a bit more duney as you go through it. So Seb gave me a little bit of information yesterday as to say, build my score on the front nine and protect it on the back nine. I think I'll be in protect mode from T1 the way it's been going, but hole one, let's see how we go. So some bunkers down on the right hand side of this one. It is a dogleg right to left 478. You want to aim at those. The wind's howling off the right today, so it should push it round the corner, but last bunker's 285. With the cold wind today, that's probably just not in play, so just down the middle, don't need to do anything crazy. And that is straight down the banner. Thank you. Got a congratulation from the marshal there, made me do that. Right, off we go. Comment down below what we're scoring, and if you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Cheers for that, thank you. Just gone through the fairway there, a couple of yards, but very happy with that drive, nice and straight down the middle at my target. Only leaves me 168 yards to the flag, which is perched just on the front right. Wind is here, sort of coming down and off the right for me, so I could play this to about 175, I think. Just cutting a 7-iron, I think, is my play. Go long if anything. Leave it wind. It's just left of the flag. Oh, I've hit that really well. Almost back of the green there. A little bit too bold, but we're on the dance floor, that's what we want. Safety first, safety first. So last time didn't go to plan. Well, the last three really haven't gone to plan. Alcanada was the last in the red. If you haven't seen that, check it out. Throw my stats up here from there, and there's not one that I can pick up on and say, well, that was the reason why I did so bad. My putting was bad, my iron play was bad, my driving was bad, and then even just a little bit of mental, just felt battered and beat up by the golf course. But since then, I've had a lesson with my dad on my golf swing, as it were, just getting a feeling, because I was going out to the golf course with no idea of what I was trying to sort of achieve with my golf swing, and I would chop and change every thought down every hole, which obviously doesn't work. So I've had the lesson, check that out if you've not seen it. I have been speaking to a golf psychologist as well. We're looking at bringing a lesson just to answer some common questions I think that every amateur probably has, like what to do when you're nervous, what about the first tee, how to get all of those like thoughts that creep in when you're over the ball. You know, don't fat it, don't thin it. We've got something coming on that, and I've also got a short game lesson booked. But overall, the stats, you know, from those today, I've got one solid swing thought now with a driver, with my irons. I know what I'm doing generally with my putting. I have changed putter. I'm just looking to improve everything sort of 10-15%, and I think actually that's enough to get me around that par mark and even under it. So pretty much at the back of the green, and the pin's right down at the front. I was maybe overly cautious with that. 170 to the flag, 168 is probably an 8-iron, but with the wind and it being cold, I thought I could just hold a 7, but I've struck it really nicely and flown it probably the best part of 180, 185. Leaves us a very long putt over some swaley stuff, but we've holed these before, we've two-putted them before, so let's get positive and knock this close. Interesting, all about pace control here. Got to get, there's like a hog's back as well in the middle here that I've got to get it up enough to not throw it to lose its initial line. got to go. Crikey, that's awful. I thought that was going to zoom so quickly down the hill. Just wrong club there and I've diddled myself. Disappointed. I'm not annoyed by that. It's just a putt, like that's where the decision making can undo you, because I've actually hit a good drive, a really good, like hit that iron so solid out the middle, just picked the wrong club, didn't account for the wind correctly. That's where maybe the caddy helps, but first putt was poor. But I'm not going to let that affect me now. I've got to take every positive from it. Swung the driver well, swung the iron well, got a good line on the putt, just didn't hit it and left myself a huge task to get down in get down in 3 shots there. So 17 more holes to go. It's a par at the end of the day. A missed opportunity, but if we hit it like that all day, we'll have plenty of opportunities. Let's get on to the second. Right, 166 this one is playing, the second hole of par 3. Very big green on here, and the pin's right at the back, and it's up a couple of slopes here. Wind, straight downwind, almost pushing it down there. So 166 is probably playing 150. Don't want to go long, I'd rather be short if anything. So I'll hit a 9-iron, because if I hit it really well, it gets there and maybe a tiny bit past. If I don't, I'm on the green anyway. As well, if I hit an 8-iron and catch it, it's over the back and that's just dead. Didn't turn enough. Travel, travel! Well, bit of an iffy swing, but it's a green found. Bit of a long putt, but I think there, even that's good planning, because if I hit that shot with 8-iron, that's over the back of the green easily. As well, now we're dancing. Let's see what we can do with it. So as we've got up onto the green, the actual shot is looking a lot better. It's nearly pin high up all the different swales. I can have real fun with this green. There's so many different layers to it, but we're pin high and it's not as far as I first thought. So just that little thought process each time of thinking, right, well, what's a good iron going to hit? What's behind it? Where would I want to leave it? I would say that was probably my biggest factor with that shot then, thinking where's my bad shot going to finish if I don't quite strike it, and it was sort of just shy. We can account for a good one, but majoritively we'll probably not strike it all the time. So we've got a chance now, but take a 2-putt par and run away. Turn in, straighten down. There we go. Should have taken the pin out for that, nearly knocked it out, but little par, I'll take that with not a great iron shot, which has actually turned out okay, because of planning. Just goes to show a little bit of strategy can actually save you shots. So the third hole for me here, it's a little bit of a blind one. It's a dogleg left to right, and I played yesterday with Seb and I hit driver, and I think that was the wrong club as well. Using strategy here on the ShotScope app, I can see that hitting my 3-wood, if I'm aiming at the bunkers, pretty much takes me to the corner, and I don't really need to do much more from there. It's a case of just getting it down into that fairway, and then the second shot maybe having a slightly more mid-iron as opposed to trying to bite too much off with driver, leaking it, putting it into trouble, and there's a bogey is where I'll only be going in with 8 or 9-iron if I get this in play. So aim at the bunkers down the left and then let it just come in from there. That's the plan anyway. Come on, wind. Well, I've hit it straight at the traps and the wind has done nothing with it. At least it's down that line, so if I have got just shy of the trap, I'll have a shot at the green, as where leaking it right would have been the big miss here. So might have actually worked out okay, even again for a poor shot. So that has worked out okay. I don't know how my stance is going to be, but literally just shy of the bunker. I'm going to have to play a very cutty style. Oh, actually no, I've even got that gap there. Huh. Better than being in the bunker anyway. That has worked out. It is literally 90-degree dogleg this, and if you're anywhere right, it's just game over. 188 to the flag, out of that lie. Wind's going to be straight off the left. I think I'm just going to go 7-iron just to lift it out of the rough a bit more. The front is actually only 180, so at least I've got a bit of leeway there for this 7-iron. Aim it at the middle, let it fade on. If that happens, we're all good. Oh, it's gone left on me. How's that come out left? Well, fortunate, it's dropped out just right of the pines, but didn't come out how I intended there. With it being low and below my feet and the wind off the left, I thought it was going to shoot, and it's just not a great contact and a little bit of an issue. Right, not ideal, but is what it is. Only 50 yards to the flag. Let's try and stop this pretty quick out of this lie, a little bit roughy. Not our best lie of the day, but hey ho. At least it spat it out from the trees. Knock it up on. Off we go. Skinned it. Just a little bit uncertain about that lie, and I should have stepped off that. That's where mistakes come in, Matthew. This is a bowl of doom. Just bump it up, little bump and run. Get going. I just killed it. Just killed it. I thought I played that pretty well, and the first bounce just was bad. Leave it short. Well done. Well, double bogey from absolutely nowhere. I feel I was a little bit punished with that tee shot because it did exactly what I intended, allowing for the wind, and it did nothing. Well, then the rest was just pretty dire. Got to move on. Not the hole we wanted on 3 there, but 4's a great chance to get one back. This hole's actually played as a par 4 when they had the LIV event here. Par 5 normally. It's a dogleg right to left, and it actually features 6 of the 80 bunkers that are at Centurion Club are on this hole. For us, it's straight down. You can maybe get the corner in summer, but today with it being cold and windy, straight down and then fire across, and it should only be maybe a 5 or 6 iron in if I get a decent drive away to this par 5. So keep doing what I'm doing. That was just a blip more than anything. I feel a little hard done by, but hey ho, let's keep it going. Got a little bit underneath it. It's going to be in the middle of the fairway, but not my best strike. Yeah, it'll do. It's straight down there. Just needed to find the middle, not the top. 225 to our flag. It's only 195 front. And it's very, very downwind. Just got to avoid the bunkers. The pin's front right, it's looking like for me, so I think knowing that I can hit a 5 iron. It's 250 to the back. This is like my 205 club, so good strike. Wind pushes it an extra 20. That should be the right number. Let it turn. Oh, that's annoying. There was a bit of doubt in my mind. That's the first time it's come in today. And I fatted it. Well, after a monumental fat, I leave myself 84 yards away, but I would have actually preferred to have rolled into the bunker here because that lie is not appealing. Very much below my feet. but at least it's on grass and we can get a club to it, get it in the middle, take our 2-putt. Nothing seems to be going, like all the physics of golf today don't seem to be working for me. The wind left to right isn't blowing the ball that way. A ball drastically below my feet isn't moving it that way. It's the battle of the game sometimes. Simmer, simmer, simmer! I thought I played that well. Thought I'd played that well, and it just had that extra 2 to 3 feet in it. Come on, man. This will be a real momentum booster if you're not pressing. Happy with that one. Happy with that one. We can rely on the blade at least sometimes. A scrappy 5, but a 5 nonetheless. Just need to tie it all together. I have removed 2 layers. Almost getting tropical. We are down south as well, coming from up north, so it's actually a little bit warmer down here. The thing that you've got to do well around here, I think, is the first 4 holes you're in the pines, the 5th hole you're still in the pines. I think you change a little bit when you go from 6 onwards. You've got to figure out where the wind is, so you're playing it through your mind, like what was it on the last hole, where was it? We were a bit off the right on then, so technically this should be into wind. It is downhill, this par 3, 175 today. Downhill, but in the wind you can see the clouds are actually moving off the right. So 175 downhill, plays 172, 73. Over the back is dead, so it's a 7-iron because a 6-iron's 185, 190. So if I get one of those, I don't want to go over. As well, just a nice 7-iron gets us comfortably on the green, I think. Lost it going into the stud, it felt straight. Back right corner of the green. Not my best strike, but it's past pin high. And that again is a good example of planning. Just need to be a bit more on top of that moving forwards. Safely aboard the green on our 5th hole. Nice par 5 this, one of the flatter greens on the golf course, only a real swale up by the bunker. Magic moment happened here in our match with Seb. Make sure you go and check that one out, but a good opportunity now for settling the ship, maybe sneaking one back. If we can do that, I'm happy. Brake right, sit. Ooh, wow, that's gone out a little bit more than expected there. Right, a little tidying up to do here. Just when you think it's going right, something like that happens. Woosah. So from the 6th till around about the 14th now, we're out in the open bit a little bit more. It looks a bit more hilly out on this side of the golf course. The 6th is a par 5 for us, 459 yards. I could do with getting something back here because just a few squandered shots at the minute. But I'm not worried yet. I'm not worried. Should be just on the right side of the fairway. Oh, just creeping out maybe into the semi. Just let that go a little bit, but it's safe, it's down there. Right, just come off the fairway there, literally a yard off, so not bad. Is a blind approach for us here. 220 up to the flag. And it's 230 to the back. It's tucked round. I can err a little bit left of the flag because it looks like it is very much tight right on the green today, so Lie's pretty decent. I can just get a cutty rescue up the left hand side. If it gets to the green, ideal. If not, try and graft a 4 out of this one. Wind slightly into as well. Just got to keep it at that left side is the aim. It's a great shape, a little bit low on the face. Straightish bounce as well. We'll have to find out when we get there, but I would hazard a guess as we're either just on or we've just run into the left on the rough, just on the collar left of the green. Well, we found the green, only just caught the front edge. Pins today are in some sneaky positions, tucked back right here. Got to really shape it round. There is a sort of two-tieredness to the green. We're coming down the slope here and then I'm down the slope here, so for me it's going to be uphill and downhill. When you're walking up to the green, it actually doesn't look like there's much break, but when you're up on here, it's going to swing some. It's probably got about 3 or 4 feet of swing in this. That should be pretty decent. Go. Take that. Little sigh of relief as we pretty much have a tap in now for our first birdie. Feel like I've worked hard for that first birdie today. Put myself in a few positions but squandered them. But that was a pretty routine one, pretty routine. Right, let's hope that's the first. I didn't even set a target, which I normally do. Let's hope that's the first of 4 that I wanted to have today. I need that, no bogeys, and I get in the red. Because after 6 holes now, we're 2 over par, a sloppy double. I feel maybe a little bit unfortunate on that, but is what it is. But keep grafting, keep doing what we're doing. We're doing a lot more good stuff as opposed to recently it's been a lot more bad stuff than good stuff. So I feel like I've turned the ship round. Just got to steer it in the right direction now. That was a nautical based pun for everyone out there. So the 7th hole here is a par 4, dogleg left to right, and it's another one where you can't see the entirety of the hole. You sort of see where you roughly want to be landing, but using my strategy. If I'm using driver, the bunker out in the distance is 279, so I might get into that. So a 3-wood just leaves me short, and then from there it's 121, playing about 145 with the wind today. So I think that's fairly simple and means that I'm not trying to do too much and just get it in play and try and build a score from there on something where I actually can't see the hole that much. Always a difficult thing when you're blind to the hole, what's actually going to happen. I think if you can hit it to a point that you can see and you're comfortable with your next shot, you've got a better success rate of actually pulling that off instead of pulling a shot where you actually don't know what you're doing or where you're going. Come on, wind, hold it. Oh yeah, a little bit more cut than I wanted. I've struck it really nice though, and I think I've just got round the corner, seen it bounce, so should be okay. Well, a good tee shot there. It looked touch and go for a minute, but we're right past the corner, just found the edge of the fairway almost. I've only got 100 yards to the hole now, so decent new little 3-wood there that I'm testing out, and it's gone like stink. 100 yards downhill, it's probably playing 95, so just a 50-degree smooth 3/4. Trying to stick it close. It looks like there's a bit of a hill behind the flag as well that we can zip it back onto, so a good one here, and who knows, get the foot down, get the gas turned on. Please travel, please travel. Just a little bit sloppy on that pitching. It's worked on it, but I just can't quite get dialed in thus far. Where's the divot? Not our best work with the wedge there, just a bit shy. Still an area that needs improving, but we'll get there. We'll get there. come spring, I'm going to be a wedge god. But a little pop on here, I would have liked to have had a, you know, good look at birdie, but, you know, we could chip in. I've only got to pop this on just onto the green or just on the fringe and it'll release out. We'll take that little tidy up from our mistake. I could just do that every time I make a mistake, just a simple chip like that, instead of leaving me stressful putts. Makes the game a bit easier. I mean, realistically I should hit the green with a wedge, but, you know, let's not talk about that. 8th hole here is 387 yards of par 4 that looks a lot longer because you're basically going back up the hill on this one. So bunker down the right at 248, the other one at 275 is on the left. I think if we air down the right hand side a little bit more, I know I'll cover that up the hill. Left one we might not, just with it being so up the hill. So driver away and let's keep it going. Just over that right trap, didn't get me draw. Just pitched up by the top of the trees, hopefully it's pulled up short. Hit it nice, just needed to get the turn on it. Not the ideal position here. There's the flag. I've only got 100 yards, but tree trouble surrounds. I can chip it out up to the front. I think a little should maybe get a swing there. I think it's going to be like a chip and run with like an 8-iron or something, just to, or a 9-iron should do it. Just a case of what we can swing through this trouble. Luckily I've actually got my, not impeded going, I've just got a twig in the mouth. I'm not impeded on the way back to a point, but then on the way through I'm going to have to cut it off, but luckily it's only 100 yards to the flag, so a little half swung chip and run actually does us. Go on, keep bouncing, keep going, keep going. Just on the fringe at the front. Not a bad shot at all. We will take that one, it'll do. Little damage limitation there. Here I'm fine, but luckily we're okay. Well, just on the fringe, I'm not going to chip this because it's actually quite nice, the fringe. Just get it rolling up at the hole and we're golden. Keep pushing, break in. Oh. Tell you what, we'll take a tap in, because when I was walking up and saw my ball in the trees, very fearful, very, very fearful of a big number coming, but we escaped with a par. We're on a nice little run here. We can keep it up. I think we've got the best is yet to come, I would say. So our 9th hole is a par 5, and working back from the bunker we see quite a few hazards. These not being too worrying, but it's when you get to this water at 253, bunker at 260, bunker at 226 to clear. With it being a par 5, you're normally thinking driver. We are into the wind as well. 250 into the wind, driver. It's just not worth it. So I'm going to hit a little 3-wood down and then try and get up on the green in 2 with maybe another 3-wood. But the main priority, I'm even going to grip down this a little bit just to take a few yards off it, is just staying out of the hazards and getting in play realistically. So just aim a little right of it, play for a cut, and we should have a good tee shot. Ooh, just a little bit too much cut. I think it's missed the trap right. The wind seemed to, I think I've misjudged the wind ever so slightly there. I think it's more into off the right as I had it straight into. But the good thing is it's not dead in the water, which would have probably been my driver play. Right, well, missed the fairway, we're okay. Just stayed up on the hill. I've got 266 into the wind. I want to leave a layup. I'm not getting there with a 3-wood off this lie. So if I hit 6 iron up the left, it avoids any traps. This should realistically, going down the grip and off this lie, go about 160. So ideally I get around about 100 left in. That's the plan anyway. Oh, get down. Get down. Turned more than first thought. Luckily it's okay. Really got to get your tee shot in play there to have a go at this par 5, but that water is so well placed, it just makes it such a risk and reward. You could maybe hit driver up the right and have a blind shot, but it's no given that it's driver knock on for this par 5. 130 to our flag, not quite the 100 I was expecting there. That is right at the back. The bunker that you can see up in front is 100 to get over, so 130 into wind. I think I hit a little 9. Instead of hitting a wedge, it not coming out great and pulling into the bunker. That wouldn't be good. Get this up, chip on, tap in even. Don't want to chip on, I want to hit the green with this thing. There was lots of noodle in that. No speed through impact. Taken, should have committed to it in nearly a full one there, and I've just shows, just even those layups, just getting in the fairway, balls below my feet, I'm out of rough. Just a hard shot then, even though it's such a short yardage. Just got to still think about, it's got to be up here, it's got to be in the middle, because now on a short par 5 it's scrambling. Well, not what we wanted. That's all I've really got on that one. Just need a good pitch in. Just annoyed at that duff. Annoyed. Don't let it phase. This is where I need to refocus now. What shot am I going to hit? Where do I want it to land? How is it running? What does that feel like? I've got it. Sit. Sit. Not bad, landed that about 3 feet more than I wanted, but not the worst shot out of a terrible lie. I've never wanted a putt to go in so much, just for a battling, scrappy, horrible 5. Why didn't you trust your line? Why did you have to go and aim slightly off? Well, 6. Not the ideal 9 that. 3 over par. 1 sloppy double, 2 bogeys that, yeah, are alright. Could have been avoided potentially. A couple of birdie opportunities that I've not done anything with. Just not quite rounded the game out yet, but considering where the game has been, there are signs of hope. So hopefully back 9, get that foot down, ignore what Seb said to me about protecting a score. I'm going to go and challenge for a score now. I'm going to get a fight back and get it done. So our 10th hole's 350, a par 4 up the hill. Not much going on in terms of trouble down on the fairway. It's more about around the green. It is very well protected. It's a kidney-shaped little green that we're hitting up to. So if I get something up there, let's get the foot on the gas. Let's start making some birdies, because we're owed a few. We are owed a few. Gillett's come off. He means business now. Business. Ah, just out the neck. Stay. Just up the right. Oh wow, that's, whoa. That's like 20 short of the green it looked like then. I was expecting that to pitch about 40 yards shorter than where it was. Should only be a flick on from there. God, if I actually would have got that out the centre. That could have been up in the green side traps. Fucking long boy, you lad. Long boy. So the 10th hole here at Centurion Club. It's got a lovely bowl around the green, and we can see now where I'm actually hitting to. It's 71 yards up to the flag. Got the gorse in front of me, but no issue. Just got to cover that bunker is my main priority. It's going to be a little bit tough because it's downwind to stop it close. Maybe go a little bit left of the flag as well, so I take that out of play. But 60 degree, just try and fly this 60 yards. Oh, and we should be good. Be a good number. Oh, wind's really humped that. Just shows there because up the hill I've hit the driver 320 and I thought that was going to be spot on, but it's got an extra 10 yards of flight out of that. But first birdie up, we're good. Right, an actual realistic birdie chance here. Greens have got this little sanding on them, which actually speeds the greens up a little bit, and they're pure underneath as well, so I fancy this one because it's that range that I like holing, and it's all feeding towards the hole. Come on, come on. Break, break. Wind's just kept it up. Needed to take advantage of that chance a bit better, but hey ho. If we have about 6 more chances like that in this 9, definitely shooting under par. You heard it here first, folks. Signed, sealed, delivered, done. On to the next. 180 yards today, the 11th hole is playing. There is a large bunker in front of this green that stretches about 30 yards, which I would imagine catches a lot of amateurs out. Wind's sort of behind us and to the right here, so just hit it up the left, 180. It's probably only an 8-iron for me today with this wind. Just a nice one of those. Gives me a bit of room behind it. Hole in one. Go on, wind, keep pushing that because it's a good line. Keep pushing it. What? I've struck that immense. My 8-iron goes 165 yards. We're downwind off the left. As you can see, that 8-iron's gone 165 yards. Cheers. I think we'll just play to the temporary hole here. I've got a tap in 2. Just move it off there. Place that in a sack. It's literally the exact yardage what my 8-iron normally goes. It's just not. Sometimes when you do get it downwind, if you don't get it up quick enough, it just pushes it down, and I think that's what's happened there a little bit. I've hit it nice, but it just never seemed to climb up. It must have just got battered, and we're a tad short now, but little chip, run it up the slope and let it die up next to the hole. Little Scottish shot here. Bit of alright that, wasn't it? Bit of alright. Bit of blue for the dads there, eh? That was naughty. Naughty link shot. I love playing chips along the ground. You've got to like really think about how it's done, and they tend to work out more. A simple 3. Not going to complain about that 8-iron. Let's just move on. The chip was great. 2 8-irons to a par 3 and a tap in. Not the end of the world. Just need another few more birdie looks, but we're ticking along nicely. We're ticking along. Just keep this positivity going. Hit that like if you're enjoying the video, and Centurion Club as well. And let's see if we can fight our way back to the right side of par. So our 12th hole here at Centurion Club is a par 4. It's a bit of a blind one for where you're landing, but using my strategy, what I've been able to see is that driver's actually a pretty good play. I was maybe thinking 3 wood just because of I can't see where I'm landing it, but it keeps me short of any bunker, and it does have a slightly smallish fairway to land on, but looking at what we can see on my strategy, I should be there or thereabouts, and the wind's a little bit off the right, which helps. So 408, hit driver, then we've got a big pond to go over in front of the green, so get a good one away here, and we should have maybe a wedge or something in and try and get another look at a birdie. And that should be A1, right over the pole. Couple of bounces, fairway found. When I've got that tight little draw with this driver, it's so nice. Great flight, it just needs to get that locked down. Hit it past the flag, I think, is the play here, because there's a rather large pond. 134 flag, 125 to cover the stone wall of destiny. Iron's going to get de-lofted because of the downhill slope. Ball's going to go up in the air though because of the wind. 135, I'm going to hit an 8 iron. What's the back? The back's 153, so I know I can hit beyond this, and there is a little bit of a hill. I would imagine when they played the LIV event here, if this fairway's fast and firm, if you get one bounding down here, the water's actually probably an issue off the tee shot. Obviously today, in winter, wind into and a bit of a softer ground condition, it's not so much a worry, but even so, then hitting it off this downhill line, it's a great approach to a hole, this. Right, 8 iron. One little tip when you are playing these shots, try and get your spine angle and shoulder angle to marry up to the slope. Don't do your normal stance, because you then will bottom out, not the right point. So for me, leaning a little bit towards it. Come on, wind, hit that, because that is all over the stick. Spin back. Well, water safely dealt with. We're aboard. We will have a slick putt, and that water will still be in my mind probably as I'm putting back down to it, but we're good. Never let it be said I don't repair divots. You just witnessed the slab in. You would think the drama of the pond would be over, but especially in summer when they shave that bank, I would imagine there's a collar of rough there that gets cut down as well. So as now as where my putt is, I'm going down the hill, everything's gathering back towards the water here. Still going to play in a lot of people's minds, I would think, that one, but I want to say my noggin is far sterner than that, but we all know it's a fragile little egg, so I've just got to focus now. Simmer, 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 simmer. Not the worst, just a tad bold. That is slick down there. Imagine in summer that would just be treacherous. Crazy that, because it's not a long hole, 400 by tour stance, but it just makes you think the whole way through this thing. Very well designed, well done, well done. Now I've healed it. Oh, that's annoying. That is annoying. This putter, I'm not confident with it. I've changed it this week and don't like the look of it on the short one, so the test is over. The test is over. Back to the drawing board. Oh, that's annoying. Soft bogey that. Great drive, great approach. And then just uncertain. Come on. Anyway, let's keep it going. Let's keep focused. Nothing we can't sort out. Just need 4 birdies. 4 birdies. It's all I need. Please give me them. So our 13th hole is a par 5, 523 yards. You're very much elevated above the fairway here, looking down onto it. There's 3 bunkers, the last being 254 to get over. So a little bit risk rewardy. It is downwind and off the right today, so, and after 3 whacking for a bogey, I will definitely be going over them and trying to get on the green in 2, which is up into the corner of the property up on the right, the actual green. So good drive. Let's get something on the fairway. Right, It's up on the hill, so we're okay, but just didn't release it. Oh, annoying. Not ideal here. Blocked out behind all the trees. I'm actually going over this way, but I think I can hit wedge out up over this tree. I'm only 235 from the hole, so if I get a wedge up and out, that leaves me maybe about 135 if I get a good one, 100 maybe. Just all about getting it up over this more than anything. Come on, wind, push it, push it. I don't know what's going on. Every shot I'm hitting up there and like allowing for the wind, just nothing's happening with it. I've aimed there, wind's going straight down off my left shoulder, and it's just gone straight through it, and now I've got a dodgy layup again and a tricky shot. Annoying. Questioning so much as I'm stood over that then, and just no commitment, and it's come out absolutely horrible out the rough. Wouldn't believe it. We're in the right rough again now. Right, left, right. If I get in the left rough here, I'm going to snap this and impale myself for being an absolute hackist. But anyway, little chip up, little putt, let's calm down. Way. It's a good shot, everyone cheer and rejoice. He's not a complete fool after all. This game will drive you insane. I feel like on these par 5s today, all I've done is not take advantage of them. There's 7 here on the golf course, and each time it feels like it's that grafting for par each and every time, but we've got a few more to come, so hopefully calm down, take a minute, and we can take the most out of them. Feel like we've actually got a good chance of birdie. Our 14th hole is a par 3, 2 bunkers to be very much aware of here that are just left side of the green, 142 and 181 to get over, which is more green side because the flag is actually 175 today, so it's almost a case of pick a club that goes 180 because you don't want to be short, and we're going up the hill here. So it is a bit downwind. We all know how that's been working out for me. Keep cutting. Oh, that's a nice shot. Wind's not done much again to that, but we've got an uphill putt for birdie. Literally only about 8 feet here. Great shot in, if I do say so myself. One of my better swings that my father would have been proud of. Stay up, Matthew. Just didn't give it enough. Didn't give it enough and it went, but tapping par. I've played 14 holes. I'm 4 over par. I think realistically 1 or 2 would have been a good target for me today, given how bad my golf has been. So we're not that far away. We've just been a little bit unfortunate and a little bit sloppy in places, but I feel if I keep working at where I'm at, coming into the season, it's really going to start to gel and click. It's all a process. I've just got to keep confident with just a few things that I'd like to solve, and I think I'm good from there. I might even go and try and play a professional event. Comment down below, should we do that? Should we, after 10 events is done here, should we go and try and play a pro event? Not qualifying for the Open, I'm not kidding myself, I'm not Peter Finch, but if I can maybe play in a PGA local event and have a decent score, I think that would be validation for me. Comment down below, should we do it? And Finchy, best of luck in your quest for the Open. I'll caddy for you, how about that? So our 15th hole here is a par 5 straight back up the hill. We sort of cross back onto where, if you think of 2 9s, one's on the clubhouse side, one's further away. We're on back up near the clubhouse now. It's straight up, it's narrow, 508 straight into the wind normally as well, this one. So it's playing you know, best part of 650 up the hill this, with the way the conditions are, but bunker up the right at 260. Just got to get it down there, because then at least I can get a good layup. Potentially, if you get a good one away, you might be able to go at it in 2, but it's probably going to be more realistic that this is a 3-shotter today. But get it in play and let's keep battling. Oh no, I've towed it and it's gone right. There is a pond out there, so just can't get that draw every time, which is annoying me. I don't know why. In a situation like that, I should probably hit my little fairway finding cut shot, but well, fortunate and unfortunate. I've cleared the pond, which was nice. That was only 220, but I'm in a terrible lie. Now I've got to go back out over this hill that we can see, and I'm literally just going to hit a wedge because it's in this thick, horrible stuff here, and I can only really go about 150, I think. Oh, clubs have gone. They're rolling towards the pond. It's okay, they're not in the pond, everyone. We're okay. Oh, God, that hurt. I think I hit another ball as well then. There was another one in there, felt like. Well, we're back in play. Off we go. Right, it says we're 174 on my watch from here, but it looks about 550 up the hill. It's 192, oh my God. Wow, 192 into the wind. I've been literally walking up to this shot thinking it's just hybrid. It's 191 back, 194 up the hill. Wind's into, so that makes it 10 longer, let's say. So that's 205. Then the uphill nature is adding another 5, so that's 210. The cold is adding another 5 or 6 on, so we're up to 215. It is a rescue. Talk myself into it. There we go. I can hit a high cutty one with this, and I get up on the green. Hold your line. Hold your line. Should be, I think it's just going to be off the right. Wind just took it a bit more than I wanted, but it'll be pin high right, which will be good. So then I can have, guess what, on a par 5, another battling par. Oh, tell you what, 7 par 5s on a scorecard, you'd normally go, oh, that's 5 birdies. Here it's like, there's 5 pars hopefully. The other 2 I'll just try and battle for my par on those. They're no given whatsoever. Good test of a golf course, this. We got all the mathematicals right, just didn't get the direction right, and we're in a little bit of a snaggy lie, but just literally past pin eye. All I've got to do is get this on here with a bit of height, couple of bounces, and it trickles down. A chip in would be a romantic end to this hole, but I'll take a par just because it's a bit nasty, that. I've played that so well, and it's just come out like a butterfly with bruised feet and stopped dead. Oh, the frustrations of the game. Stay up, stay up. Oh, this is where all my woes are with this stick. A little bogey takes us to 5 with only 3 left to go. Obviously not going to get in the red unless I finish hole in one, hole in one, hole in one on a 3-4-5, 4-3-5, but we can try and get back to that 2 over. Some gettable holes now. 16th hole's 4-14, this dog leg, left to right. There is water from the last hole and water from the 17th more, that the wind's pushing us sort of 2 towards today because it's off the right. So I'm going to hit the 3 wood, get it in play, get a wedge going in from here. Driver just gets a bit too tight down at the bottom, I feel. That should be pretty good down into the bottom fairway, I think. Should be. There's about 20 yards left of where I was when I played with Seb. There was about 20 yards off the fairway there, so My maths is all right, that's good. Right, just off the fairway and only 135 yards to the flag, which is right in the centre, just on top of the tier up there, so should be just a comfortable wedge. It is downwind, but I'm just going to hit just a nice one of those. I'm not going to hit 50. Don't like that, it's been nasty to me today. I'm going to hit my pitching wedge, stick it in close, and then we should be good. Just go down the grip, just take a couple of yards off it, just with an inch off. Please be the right yardage. That is so frustrating, like, it's 3 or 4 feet over the back of the green. When I've allowed for the wind, it hasn't worked. I've then not allowed for it and it has worked. Just not got everything right on cue today. If that's 3 feet less, I've got a 15-foot putt, which again I've got to take as a positive sign, because it was pretty good strike right towards the target, just a few yards out. Oh, it's cooking, it's coming everyone. That's all we need to know, it's coming. Today doesn't need to be the day, we just need to work and then it'll get to it. Just over the green we've ended up, but I'm calling it, I fancy it. Downhill back to the flag, the wind's at me. If I land this on a couple of paces, it's running, everything's feeding to that hole. Let's get the cheeky chip in for the lads. And it bites on me. Oh, that had so much bite. Played it out. Maybe should have played it a bit more aggressive, but not to be today. Not to be. It's well held. It's well held. Adopted a very upright stance with this new putter. I feel if it's just a couple of feet on, I'm rolling birdie and it's guaranteed. But stay at 5. We're not far away. 2 holes to go. If you're enjoying these series as well, comment down below. I know you put some comments in the last one of where we should play. I think season 4, which we're coming too quickly, we're looking at doing a versus, sort of expensive versus cheap. So if you know of any budget golf courses, get them in the comments down below. Let's see what you've got to offer. Some real hidden gems at a cheap price bracket. The 17th is 119 yards. The pin is in the location Seb said is best for a hole-in-one here. I feel like there was a hole-in-one when the LIV event was on, or the Aramco. I'm sure someone got one. Maybe not this hole, but we'll throw the info up on screen if we find it. 119, I'm going to hit 9-iron to go beyond the flag and let it feed back in. Strap in, folks, we're going one town. Oh, don't hit it, wind. Oh, wind's just absolutely nuked that. Could get a hole-in-one on the temp green. Just caught it a little bottomy, and for a moment I thought we were right on the number, and then the wind absolutely hammered it. Probably should have hit 8 there, but you live and learn. You live and learn, hey ho. Another temp hole that we're close to there. Should play into those, but straight up now. Got about 10 feet of green after we get onto it. Just going to bump a 9-iron up. Just means that with it being so uphill and I've got room, I can land it halfway and it can run, because if you don't quite strike it on ground when it's a little bit wintry, it's coming back to your feet. So this at least sort of guarantees against that with a little bump and run shot. First bounce killed it too much, played it how I wanted. Probably should have maybe used a slightly flatter faced club, maybe an 8 or a 7 there, but you know, last few holes maybe just leaking concentration. stay up. No, didn't hit it. Well, soft bogey. 6 over par doesn't make for good reading, but I think there's another tail to the story. We're almost there. We're almost there. Just a few sloppy mistakes and a wobbly putter. The 18th hole, one of the longest holes on the golf course here, 543 yards par 5. It's playing straight back into the teeth today. 10 bunkers on this hole and then a huge water feature in front and to the right of the green. So doesn't bode well for me, but I'm going to aim up the left, try and hit my little squirty cut that I know I've got in the locker, get on the fairway and see what we can do. Good strike, don't go in that trap, too much cut in the trap. Just need to get the driver under control, just get it a little bit straighter. I need a lesson off Seb, I think. He's the straightest driver of the golf ball I've ever seen. Just moving it too much. Just all of 295 yards to go on this 540 hole here. Luckily, it's sat okay. Could have done with that, pitching there, and then I would have just had to go 3-wood, but sitting okay. Get my hybrid out, smash it, then probably hit a 5-iron in, because it's that long. It's the greatest shot ever seen on YouTube, that. Picked off. Fairway layup. I think I should just play with this golf club. It only goes straight, this thing. It's very good. Very good, this hybrid. That's the answer, just get 14 of these. Well, probably the best layup we've had today, the only decent one. 107 yards it's left us. Water is creeping all on the right. The gorgeous clubhouse is on the right. That building actually there as well was put in just for the LIV and Ranco events, just for plays and stuff. So quite a spectacular space here at Centurion, but 107 into the wind, back pins probably playing 130, so I'm going to air left of it and try and just drive a little low cutty one in into this howler of a wind that seems to have got up since we were walking down. Go. Why do you never learn? Don't hit it up into the wind. I've hit it down the stick. Started it 5 yards left, was all good. If you do that shot with a 9-iron, you've hit the perfect shot. With a wedge, there's more spin, Matthew. So it will climb and kill it. It's like a 4 or 5 club wind. Should stop fairly quickly, this one. A couple of feet, just splash it out. Come on. Played a lovely shot, just didn't give it quite enough juice. Oh, missed my bag. Just needed a bit more oomph with that wind, it would have stopped quick. Ah, it wasn't to be. Wasn't to be. Well, positive signs, 7 over par. Wasn't a good day out there, but hey ho. Guys, thanks for watching Centurion Club, thanks for having us. Stay tuned for more. The process is still going on and we're still going strong. See you in the next one.